So hi, my name is Elisa Guerra, and I am a mother and a teacher from Mexico. My main passion is early years, and I started the school in Mexico some years ago because I was not happy with the schooling options I had at the time for my own children. I am a mother of 3, all grown up now, still one of them at home. But that's how I became a teacher, by becoming a mother first. Now, did you know that at this very moment, there are 1 billion mobile devices connected to the internet? 1 billion more than inhabitants in the planet. And it's shocking to think that this number was practically zero just 3 decades ago. 3 decades ago, practically zero. We can see here a graph, and the blue line goes for world population, the red line goes for mobile devices connected to the internet, quantities in billions, and a timeline underneath. Sometime over 2015, these 2 lines crossed over. And the gap between these 2 lines, now with mobile devices outnumbering us, has become wider, increasingly wider, and increasingly faster. Every second, 2 more babies are born into this world. But mobile devices are multiplying themselves 5 times faster, with 10 new mobile connections every second. 10. If this trend continues, according to the Ericsson report, by 2023, we are going to have 30 billion mobile devices connected to the internet, and 2/3 of which are going to be related to IoT, or Internet of Things. So it's not just going to be cell phones and tablets, but also cars and refrigerators, why not, and pieces of clothing and points of sale, and who knows what else. Who knows what else? By the same year, 2023, the UN foresees that global population will reach 8 billion. So how could we compare these 2 lines, the red and the blue, now with these predictions? Well, we can see here that the mobile devices, the red line, just takes off way above, way above human population. Now, that's a wide gap. Welcome to the 4th Industrial Revolution. You know, we live in fascinating times, but not devoid of challenges. According to some predictions, by 2030, half of the traditional universities as we know them will have disappeared. And at the same time, we're going to have a shortage of 60 million teachers. Every piece of work that can be automated will be, and that will impact up to 45% of our current jobs, according to McKinsey Global Institute. So as an educator, this brings me to very important questions. First, as Dr. Warner said, how are we going to prepare our children and youth for a future that looks exciting, of course, but also uncertain and demanding and challenging? And secondly, who is going to educate our children? Is the teaching profession one of the many that is likely to disappear in the coming times? Are teachers finally going to be replaced by technology? Well, with these questions in mind, a group of 6 teachers, all of us former Global Teacher Prize finalists, and you can see Kuhn in there, we got together just to think aloud and brainstorm, and the result was a book that we entitled Teaching in the 4th Industrial Revolution, Standing at the Precipice. Now, for this book, I wrote a chapter on education today as it relates to technology. And I wanted to take in as many teacher voices as possible. So I surveyed teachers from all over the world, many celebrated teachers, also Global Teacher Prize finalists, and from Australia to Japan to Canada to Belgium to Mexico, everywhere, from every corner of the world. The teachers have lots of things to say. 74% of them said that they use technology in their classrooms today much, much more than they did just 15 years ago. Just 15 years ago. But still, all of them said technology will never replace teachers. And one might think, is that just wishful thinking? I had to see what research had to say about the subject. So I did a little digging, and research from the OECD and the World Economic Forum has found independently that there is no correlation between greater use of technology at schools and increased achievement, academic achievement by the students. Sometimes even the opposite happens. But you know what creates a positive impact in student outcome? Well, according to Linda Darling-Hammond from Stanford University, professional development of teacher does. That's what makes the trick. So is it going to be yes or no? Is technology, computers, robots, are they going to raise our kids? I think that's a very long shot. Because no matter how sophisticated the algorithms may be, and no matter how many encyclopedias we can fit in their digital brains, it's very difficult, I think, for a robot or a computer or an app to teach a little child how to share, how to play with others, how to calm herself after scraping her knee, how to play the violin, how to stand in front of an audience and speak with passion, how to navigate the pain that sometimes comes just from being human. And make no mistake, all of this is also education. Education is not just reading and math and science. Education means connecting. It is virtually impossible to reach the mind of the child if you have not touched his soul first. Of course, technology is very good at completing tasks that can be automated, but children are not pieces of furniture that can be mass-produced to a standard. Technology can help teachers unburdened from many administrative responsibilities, but I am convinced that the core of teaching will remain with human educators. This does not mean, of course, that we are turning our backs on technology. Oh, no. From flipped classroom to makerspaces, that is what we're seeing right there, to Skype conferencing, to makerspaces. I just love to use technology in the classroom. And many teachers around the world feel the same way. Why not? It's like becoming the instant teacher octopus, you know? Suddenly you have so many more arms to reach out to your student. But you still need to pour your heart out each one of these multiplying arms. The teachers that we surveyed, the ones that use technology the most in their classrooms, they say that usually they do that out of their own decision. Nobody is imposing them to do that. And sometimes they do it as well out of their own resources, out of their own pockets even. Michael Trucano, who is a specialist from the World Bank, a specialist in education and technology, he's convinced that technology is never going to replace teachers. But he warns that teachers who do not use technology will eventually be replaced by those who do. I don't think that technology can replace teachers. You know why? Because children need the artistic touch of human connection to achieve their unique potential. Human connection, not mobile connection. And of course, we can have both. But just let's remember which is the most important one. The march of technology is unstoppable. Unstoppable. And no matter where we are all somehow on the verge of monumental change. And what shall we do if we are standing before the precipice? I say, take the daring choice. Let's learn to fly. Thank you.